Games, Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life here with a design your own set, and we are going to the spooky Brits themselves. It is Cradle of Filth's turn to be given the design your own set treatment by us. As always, we have 18 tracks each to choose from. An intro, 1 track each. Part 1, 7 tracks. Part 2, 7 tracks. And an encore of 3 tracks. Cradle of Filth, fucking too many albums. This is what the biggest problem this was. Too many tracks that work as a finish.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I knew my ending instantly.
I'll tell you now, we likely have the exact same ending, and maybe even the same intro.
No, I think I've got a different intro. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see.
All right. Well, tell us. Let's get started then.
All right, so my intro, I've gone, so on the album, it's an instrumental kind of build-up, followed by a song, so I've
Oh, you've done that thing, okay.
Well, they are meant to be part of it. So this from Midian. I started with At the Gates of Midian, the instrumental, leading straight into Cthulhu Dawn.
Oh, so that's all part of your intro?
That's my intro. So the music would, like, the instrumental stuff would just be playing while they're coming up the stage, innit? And then they'll burst into...
Okay, that's a dick move.
Yeah. You
no,
gotta, like, try and squeeze songs in, didn't you?
The reason being is because of what I did. So my intro is the greatest intro that Cradle of Filth has on all their albums. There's one. There are great intros on a lot of their albums. But there's one album in particular that has the most gothic, epic building score that when I heard, and when I re-listened to it for this, I put it back on because I hadn't heard it in ages. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's on Midian. And it is At the Gates of Midian from Midian. Shocking. Told you we'd have to say.
Oh, did you not put the... You didn't go straight into the next song?
I did, but I didn't put them together.
I was like, because they're kind of joining it.
Yeah, now you've said it, which, I'll do my part 1 then, because my first track of part 1 is Cthulhu Dawn from Midian, so it's straight into that.
That's a good idea.
No, right? Can you believe it? So let's see if it changes. Then I have Absinthe with Faust from Nymphetamine. Born in a Burial Gown from Bitter Sweets to Succubi. Malice Through the Looking Glass, Dusk and Her Embrace. Right Wing of a Garden Triptych from Harem of the Witches. Babylon AD, So Glad for the Madness, Damnation in a Day. And so the entire thesis of that was, I wanted a varied mix, but also trying to keep a lot of it fast and heavy, hence the likes of Babylon AD. But one of the biggest problems I had with this was I had many tracks that I wanted as outros.
Yeah. So
I decided just to use one at pretty much every fucking point. And my part 1 ends with Haunted Shores from Dusk and Her Embrace.
I was surprised that you put Absinthe with Faust in because of it's sort of slower.
I love it so much though.
So do I, yeah. Yeah, so do I. But I was struggling to place that. So my 7 then, I've kind of gone 4 and then 3. We've got like a little story.
Okay, cool.
As I like to do. So it started off, I wanted to kind of carry on going heavy from the off. So we've gone Cruelty Brought the Orchids from Cruelty and the Beast.
Cool.
Followed by Dusk and Her Embrace from Dusk and Her Embrace. Lord Abortion from Midian.
Nice.
Lilith Immaculate from Darkly Darkly Venus Aversa. And then we have a little moment now. So Danny has a little look about first, make sure there's no other proper black metal bands around.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to have time for a little bit of pop it up a little bit.
Okay.
So we got From the Cradle to Enslave, followed by The Death of Love from Godspeed and the Devil's Thunder, followed by Nymphetamine, The Overdose. Not the fucking cut down version.
You want the long version.
Show me the whole fucking song.
Yeah, okay.
Right, and then it stops there, and I'll go into my second half because, as I put here, Abathur's coming.
Oh.
So Danny's at
the stop. He's coming to see the show.
He's coming to watch the show.
Okay.
So Danny's at to stop all the
popular stuff,
and he's going to go hardcore now. Over to you.
Oh, okay, right. Right. So my part 2 was harder than my part 1 because at this point I remember I basically listed every Cradle of Filth song I wanted to add off the top of my head. Then I looked at the album track list to see if I'd missed anything, and by the time I think I had something like 28 tracks.
I did the same. I had loads on there.
Fucking bullshit. So I decided to go variety in my second part, and I thought this would be Cradle playing roughly a track from every one of their albums. So Black Goddess Rises, The Principle of Evil Made Flesh comes in. And we then go to You Chose the Death for Love.
Yeah.
Awesome to see that album represented on yours. It's represented on mine as well, but with the 13th Caesar from Godspeed and the Devil's Thunder. Then we've got The Twisted Nails of Faith from Cruelty and the Beast. before Lilith Immaculate hits with Darkly, Darkly Venus Aversia. Then one of the ones I desperately wanted to put at an end but couldn't because I already had tracks there. It's Lord Abortion from Midian. If you don't know that track, it's one of the best on that album. Yeah. Then I went to the Manticore and Other Horrors and I looked at that and went, the fuck am I going to choose from this? So I gave it a bit of a re-listen and decided Manticore. Manticore was probably the best track on it. Before my main set ends with Bathory Araya from Cruelty and the Beast, which is one of my all-time favourite Cradle of Filth songs. Yeah.
Cool. So obviously going a bit hardcore now. You know.
Yeah, it's heavy time, isn't it?
Yeah, so we started off by, let's go straight back to the early days. We've got Forest Whispers by Name, Principle of Evil Made Flesh. Then Deflowering the Maidenhead, Displeasure in the Goddess from Hammer of the Witches. Twisted Nails of Faith,
of
Cruelty
course.
and the Beast, nice heavy one. And then Onward Christian Soldiers, also from Hammer of the Witches.
Nice.
I know, he's gone again. He's had enough.
Okay.
So now he can just play whatever the hell they want for it.
He's given him the nod of approval, the nod of black metal approval.
He was like, oh man, I was really hoping for From the Cradle to Enslave. Damn it. So we kind of 3 songs end to end. We start off with Wester Vespertine.
Cool.
Cryptoriana, the Seductiveness of Decay. Then Black Goddess Rises from the Principle of Evil Made Flesh again. And then ending the main part of the set with Her Ghost in the Fog.
Okay.
Midian.
Amazing. Encore time. This is going to be funny. All right.
So what other 2 tracks have you got?
Yeah, it is literally that. So I wanted to come in frantic and heavy with one of the Cradle's most famously heavy tracks. So it's Gilded Cunt from Nymphetamine as the starting part of the Encore. Then I went for the Cradle song that's had the biggest impression on my youth. I heard it when I was younger. It's probably at least my earliest Cradle memory, when it's From the Cradle to Enslave from the EP.
Yeah.
And then I wanted an outro. And it was the first song I put. I was like, well, that's how it's ending. It's the song we've been begging to hear live for every Cradle. We've seen Cradle a fucking lot. Yeah. And it is Tearing the Veil from Grace from Midian. I want that as an outro. Yeah.
Yeah. 11 minutes of it or whatever.
Absolutely. Just go for it.
Right. So my Encore starts with, and this was the only place I felt I could fit it with Absinthe with Foss. Amphetamine. Yeah. Or just come out, start off slow. And then my next song is actually my favourite Cradle of Filth song of all time, the song that probably got me into them, to be honest, which is Lust More Than Wargasm.
Oh, cool.
The Lick of Carnivorous Winds from Cruelty and the Beast, which is, for me, the best song on that album, but also criminally underrated.
Okay, yeah.
Like, it never gets talked about. All the other songs on that album get talked about.
Because it's a mouthful. Who wants to say that?
But what a name. Lust More Than Wargasm, The Lick of Carnivorous Winds. It sounds like one of those sort of nerd board games. Do you know what I mean? When you're moving characters about. And then I am with Tearing the Veil from Grace from Midian, of course.
Obviously.
It's got to be in there somewhere, and there's no other. Can't have that in the middle of a set.
No,
you know what I mean?
Just being there, if it was seeing this set live and you're getting to the last song, and by that point as well, you'd be looking and I would be thinking, well, on my set, they haven't done Her Ghost in the Fog, they're going to do that, and it kicked into that down. It would be lose your shit moment, you know? There you go. There's our Cradle of Filth. Design your own set. Let us know what yours would be in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?